The phone screen glowed in the dark of the car, her text a blade slicing through my chest. I'm home, babe. Just got in. Exhausted. See you soon? I stared at the words, my thumb frozen over the reply button. The house loomed before me, its windows black, the porch light off. I was parked in our driveway, keys still dangling in the ignition. The engine's faint ticks the only sound in the night. She wasn't here. No one was. My breath fogged the windshield as I sat, heart pounding like a trapped animal. The air inside the car felt thick, heavy with the weight of her lie. I wanted to call her, to hear her voice trip over itself, to demand where she was. But my fingers wouldn't move. Instead, I pictured her, Lila, curled on our couch, her auburn hair spilling over a throw pillow, her laugh filling the room like it did when we first moved in. That image flickered, then warped. Where was she? Whose air was she breathing now? I stepped out, the gravel crunching under my boots, sharp and cold like the doubt clawing my gut. The house smelled of damp wood and fading lavender. Her scent, as I unlocked the door. The living room was a shadowland. Couch empty, TV dark, her favorite mug untouched on the coffee table. I called her name, my voice thin, swallowed by the silence. Nothing. Just the hum of the fridge and the creak of the floorboards under my weight. My phone buzzed. Another text. You home yet? Miss you. The words burned. I typed where are you? Then deleted it. My hands shook as I pocketed the phone and moved through the house, each step heavier, like wading through quicksand. Her coat wasn't on the rack. Her boots, usually kicked off by the door, were gone. Small things easy to dismiss. She could have left them at work. She could have stopped for groceries. But the lie, I'm home, sat like poison in my veins. In our bedroom, the bed was made, corners tucked with her infuriating precision. I opened her closet. Her dresses hung like ghosts, swaying as my breath disturbed them. I ran my fingers over the fabrics, silk, cotton, the wool sweater I'd bought her last Christmas. Nothing was out of place, but it felt wrong, staged. Like she'd planned for me to look. I sank onto the bed, the springs groaning under me. My mind raced, replaying the last few weeks. She'd been distant, her smiles fleeting, her touches brief. I'd chalked it up to stress, her new promotion, the long hours at the gallery. But there were other signs. The way she'd angle her phone away when texting. The faint scent of cologne, not mine, on her scarf one night. I'd laughed it off, told myself I was paranoid. Now each memory was a shard of glass, cutting deeper. I pulled out my phone again, scrolling through our texts. Her words were warm, playful, but they felt hollow now, like lines from a script. I stopped at a photo she'd sent last week. Her at the gallery, smiling in front of a painting, her eyes bright. I zoomed in, searching her face for something I'd missed. A secret. A confession. Nothing. Just her, perfect and untouchable. The front door clicked. My heart lurched. Footsteps, soft, deliberate, echoed through the hall. Evan. Her voice lilting, familiar, but laced with something new. Guilt? Fear. I stood, my pulse a drumbeat in my ears, and stepped into the hallway. Lila froze when she saw me, her coat half off, her cheeks flushed from the cold. Or something else. You're home, she said, her smile flickering like a bad bulb. I didn't hear you come in. Where were you? My voice was low, sharper than I meant. Her eyes widened, just for a second, before she laughed, a nervous, brittle sound. I told you I was here. I just stepped out for a bit. Needed some air. She hung her coat, avoiding my gaze, her fingers fumbling with the zipper. You texted me 20 minutes ago. Said you were home. I stepped closer, the air between us crackling. I was here, Lila. You weren't. Her lips parted, but no words came. She looked at me, her green eyes searching mine, and I saw it, a flicker of panic quickly buried. I was in the backyard, she said, too fast. I didn't hear you. The backyard. I gestured toward the window, where the yard lay dark and empty, the grass silvered by moonlight. In the dark? Without your coat. She crossed her arms, her posture defensive. Why are you interrogating me? I'm here now, aren't I? The air grew heavier, the silence a living thing between us. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to scoop her up, kiss her, pretend this was nothing. But the lie was there, sharp and undeniable, like a splinter under my skin. Who were you with? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Her face crumpled, just for a moment, before she straightened. No one, Evan. God, what's wrong with you? But her voice shook, and her hands twisted together, betraying her. I stepped closer, close enough to smell her perfume, and something else, something musky, unfamiliar. Don't lie to me, I said, my throat tight. I can smell him on you. Her breath hitched. For a moment she was still, a deer caught in headlights. Then she laughed again, but it was wrong, Jagged. You're being ridiculous. I was at the gallery late, okay? I probably brushed against someone. You're blowing this out of proportion. Stop. My voice cracked, raw with the weight of everything I didn't want to know. Just tell me the truth. She looked away, her jaw tight, her eyes glistening. The silence stretched, taut and unbearable, until she finally spoke, her voice barely audible. It's not what you think. My chest tightened, like someone had reached in and squeezed my heart. Then what is it? I asked, stepping closer, my hands clenched to keep from shaking. Because I'm standing here, Lila, and I'm trying to understand, but you're making it really fucking hard. Her eyes met mine, and for the first time, I saw it, guilt, raw and unfiltered, swimming in her gaze. It was one time, she whispered. It didn't mean anything. The world tilted. I gripped the wall, my vision blurring. One time. My voice was a stranger's, hoarse and broken. With who? She shook her head, tears spilling now. It doesn't matter. It was a mistake, Evan. I swear, I didn't mean. Who? I roared, the sound tearing from me, startling us both. She flinched, her hands flying to her face, and I hated myself for it, but I couldn't stop. Tell me. Mark, she said, her voice small, crumbling. From the gallery. Mark. Her coworker. The one with the easy smile. The one who always lingered too long at her side during openings. I'd met him, shaken his hand, laughed at his stupid jokes. The betrayal wasn't just hers. It was his too, a double wound. I turned away, my hands in my hair, pulling hard enough to hurt. Why? The word was a plea, a demand, a wound. Why, Lila? I don't know, she sobbed, stepping toward me, her hands reaching. I flinched back, and she stopped, her arms falling. I was lonely, okay? You were always working, and I felt invisible. He was there, and I was weak. I'm so sorry. Lonely. The word hit like a slap. I'd been working overtime, yes, to save for the house she wanted, the life we'd planned. And she'd turned to him. I wanted to scream, to break something, to make her feel the jagged edges of my pain. But all I could do was stand there, drowning in it. I love you, she said, her voice breaking. I still love you. Please, Evan, we can fix this. I looked at her, the woman I'd built my world around, and saw a stranger. The love was still there, tangled in the wreckage, but so was the betrayal, sharp and unyielding. I opened my mouth to speak, to forgive or to condemn, but no words came. Instead, I turned and walked out, the door slamming behind me, her sobs echoing in the night. In the car, I sat, staring at the house that was no longer ours. My phone buzzed, her name on the screen, her pleas in pixels. I didn't answer. Not yet. Not when the truth was still sinking in, cold and final, like a stone in my chest.